You
Need a
dick!
third of
You
a
like to
pie.
suck big dicks?
You are such a dick.
You're a dick.
Brenda?
Dick. You're a dick.
You're a dick.
Leave him alone, Rand.
You sure look like a dick
Okay.
to me.
You like to suck big dicks. Ow! Ah, ow! Ah, ow!
No.
I like
Okay.
to suck big dicks.
Just sit here.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. I'm the Jay Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker.
And this, of course, is Dick of the Week, brought to you by dailyapparelstore.com. Grayson Babcock. No pun intended. That's not why he got...
That's not why he's been assigned to this segment.
Yeah, there's no reason. We just flipped a coin. Anyway, Grayson Babcock. He's great. Check him out. dailyapparelstore.com.
He does all our swag.
Makes all our stickers, our t-shirts, and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
But he can make anything you want. Just give him a shout out. He's a good designer. Anyway.
I bet he could make us some good vomit buckets. That was my idea last year.
Oh, God. That's a... Hey,
Nothing Yet Live vomit buckets.
that doesn't sound good to me.
I think it sounds appropriate.
So, Dick of the Week.
Dick of the Week. Okay, so
she decided that
yes.
that there's only like a handful of dicks that we're going to nominate for Dick of the Year. So,
and I'm in charge of Dick.
She's in charge of all the
dicks.
The dickishness that goes on.
So, just to go over our finalists, so you can cast your vote. We have Matt Gaetz, Governor Greg Abbott, Tucker Carlson, Ted Cruz. I'm trying to do this from memory now. And who was number 5?
Great.
Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course.
Head of the G unit.
So that's who we have to vote on for Dick of the Year. So send us your votes.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're not nominating any new Dicks of the Week. We're done with that for 2021. It's been a good Dick year. But right now we're going to have a word from the Losers Corner. These are dicks who did not measure up and did not even win Dick of the Week. But
that's like the full teaching load.
But they are in the news, so we're going to talk about them. You might remember it was probably a couple of months ago we nominated Josh Duggar because he was charged at the time with possessing kiddie porn.
Yeah.
And today...
Those strong... They're from Utah,
Christian,
right?
No, I don't think it's
Mormons.
Utah. It's some Midwestern bumfuck place. Yeah. And yes, he was convicted today, and he will be sentenced in a few months, but he's facing up to 20 years. Ooh, so that's what Christian
what a vile kid lover
fundamentalism delivered to us.
That's what happens when you don't let your kid jerk off.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you either get your house burned down or your kid gets thrown in.
You get Duggared.
Yeah, you get Duggared. You get thrown in prison for possessing kiddie porn.
Yeah. He did not have a plan. He did not have a plan. Anyway.
He should have planned on burning the house down. Probably would have done better with that.
Oh, good for you.
And how did you like touching yourself while you're looking at kids? Oh, 20 years. I mean, I guess he didn't.
That's the maximum. He probably won't get.
He didn't hurt.
Years.
It's not like he hurt anybody except for like allegedly a bunch of his siblings.
At least 2 of his sisters. Yeah. When they were teenagers.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Okay, so let's
right. You're
open this story.
Sorry, I was too busy trying to make diarrhea jokes.
We need more diarrhea.
Josh Duggar himself a grave.
Yes, Josh Duggar himself a grave and has been found guilty of downloading and possessing child sexual abuse materials.
What a vile kid.
Oh, God. He looks like a creeper. It's like the older he's gotten, the more he's evolved into looking like a total kid fiddler. Prosecutors accused the former reality TV star of downloading video footage and images of children as young as 7 being violated.
Seems pretty dumb to us.
That's beyond dumb, honey. And abused. Defense attorney.
Vicious fatality.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
This is lame. Defense attorneys argued his work computer was accessed remotely by someone else. This story contains descriptions of child sexual abuse materials.
Ooh, not just like kid porn, but like child abuse.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's really bad.
Oh
It's
shit!
he's in a lot of trouble.
He'll do really well, I hear, in the prison system.
Yeah.
I hear.
Yeah.
I hear they totally.
He's got 2 strikes against him. One, he's a kid fiddler, essentially. And then 2, he's famous.
Hey, kids, give me every one of your balls. Yeah.
When you're famous, it's not a real good look for you. I remember when Tommy Lee was,
Yeah, it's not like he's gonna be able to disappear into like, nowhere.
he's probably going to have to
Oh,
join
Arkansas.
like a white supremacist gang.
So he's in Arkansas,
Yeah, like I said.
equally bad,
Next
next to Arizona, alphabetically,
Yeah, exactly. And Alabama.
and Alabama.
Former 19 kids and counting.
Not 2 great states to be sandwiched in between.
No. Not 2 great states to be adjacent to.
Arizona, I'll give it to you. I'll cut you some slack.
I don't know. The past year, they've been running neck and neck with Florida and Texas.
Okay, fine. You win.
One of the G units is from there. Former 19 Kids and Counting reality TV star Josh Duggar on Thursday was found guilty of receiving and possessing child sexual abuse materials.
Oops.
Duggar was immediately handcuffed after the verdict was read and appeared emotional as he was.
I'm Congressman Matt Gaetz.
Your name's not.
Oh,
You're next, Gates.
That's. God damn it! I blew that one. Sorry.
He stopped to speak to his wife, Anna, who stood in the front row of the gallery among other family members who put their arms around each other and hugged in an appropriate way, allegedly.
Everything has to be documented with these guys.
Yeah. Where are their hands? The verdict is the latest fall from grace for Duggar, who gained widespread fame and a conservative following, of course, for his time on TLC.
Didn't he run for some office or something?
I don't remember. 19 Kids and Counting. I do remember that he was on that Ashley Madison dating site.
Oh.
Remember when they hacked it? And
I wonder if that's funny.
used all
If
the
they,
names.
if they, that was like to draw attention away from, like,
That was
he's a cheater. He's not a.
Or maybe he signed up on purpose. It's
he's-
like, look
yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
See? Infidelity. That's much nicer
I'd like
than what I'm actually doing.
As much as I'd like to think he's that smart.
Now start thinking, if possible. I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Yeah, he kind of has that look too.
He does.
Like
Not
not a
the-
whole lot going on up there.
We should have known it. Yeah.
Their large household and ultra-conservative beliefs also led to spin-offs. Duggar now faces up to 20 years in
Bye-bye.
prison and a fine of up to $250,000.
Images
for
as
each
young
count.
as 7 years old,
Yeah.
being violated, abused, and exploited. Ugh.
Some content involved.
Ugh.
Oh, go up,
Ugh.
go up.
No, I don't need to read that.
Okay,
Yeah.
can imagine.
Yes. Yeah. Ugh.
We respect the jury's verdict and we look forward to continuing this fight on appeal, defense attorney Justin Gelfand said outside the courthouse. He added that they plan to appeal at the appropriate time.
In about 20 years.
Yeah.
Or whatever. 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to appeal it.
U.S. Assistant Attorney Dustin Roberts said the prosecution was
He said there's no fucking way this dude's getting off on my watch.
Yeah. Said the Assistant District Attorney. Just look at the guy.
Yeah.
He was not surprised when the defense chose on Tuesday not to call other witnesses
Yeah,
that
they're
had been
just like,
slated to
we
testify.
don't need any more damning evidence than
Exactly.
this.
It's
that's
like
it.
the
We got
less
him.
said on this, the better. I
Yeah.
think was probably.
Let's not. Yeah. Like shit. Yeah. Let's not.
Yeah,
ram
the
it.
defense chose not to call any witnesses because if they had called those witnesses, then the prosecutors would have a chance to go at him, and it would not be pretty.
Who's running to this guy's defense? His family.
Probably. Okay, scroll
Like,
up.
didn't he? Like, again, he's like fucked with his own siblings, right? It's not like they're going to be rushing to his aid.
Technically, that was a separate thing, and he was never convicted of that. He was never charged with that.
Are you looking for this?
I'm just looking for this quote. The entire case was made up on the premise that, given a reasonable view of the evidence, there could not be any other conclusion that Duggar did this, Roberts said, adding that the defense took portions of the evidence and tried to exploit it as far as they possibly could. The point here being that they had a high burden of proof.
Yeah.
He added that the defense's argument about remote access lacked lacked the ability to explain the totality of events presented to the jury. The defense had
God.
argued that a remote user accessed Duggar's work computer and viewed illicit content. But prosecutors maintained that Duggar was, in fact, an advanced computer user
God.
who leveraged sophisticated software to discreetly view and delete child sex abuse
Man.
content, but not well enough, apparently.
Dude, you ain't that rich.
The investigation into Duggar began when authorities connected downloads of child sexual abuse materials to an IP address in Springdale, Arkansas in May of 2019, 4 years after Fox News' interview in which he admitted to molesting 5 girls when he was a teenager,
All right.
including his 4 younger sisters and a family babysitter.
Again, not a lot of defense witnesses to be called from the family.
Right.
He molested a full quarter of them. Or he molested a third of his family members.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the interview, the family said he and the girls received counseling and that they did not believe there was any future threat of wrongdoing. Yeah. I think you need to get your money back from those counselors
Yeah.
for sure.
Rethink all those bruises that your little daughters had on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why touch kids, man?
Last week, Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent Gerald Faulkner testified that he and other agents, as well as forensic analysts, executed a search warrant at Duggar's business on November 8th, 2019, and seized his iPhone 11, HP desktop computer, and MacBook Pro.
I'm sorry.
I'm not denying guilt,
I'm
Duggar
not,
told them.
that just jumped out at me.
I don't want to say
I'm
that
not
I'm
denying guilt. I don't want to say that I'm guilty or not of accessing inappropriate content.
Oh, that wasn't fed to him by his lawyer.
He said at some point in my life, look at that.
Oh, God, he's creepy looking.
Yeah, well, no one looks good in a mugshot. Yeah.
Well, it's not just a matter of not looking good. I mean, he looks like a perv.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's not a conspiracy, you guys. All your shit is tracked, especially when it comes to child porn. It's like, just assume somebody's going to catch you fucking around with child porn.
I have a story.
Also, get some help.
I have a story on that, actually. When Mr. Parker was working for the company where we actually met, he was the supervisor of the IT department, and he had a guy working under him who worked a lot of off hours. He would go into the office on the weekends.
Take a black light into that office.
Well, what happened
It's
one
all
day?
over everybody's desk.
One day, guess who showed up at work
Mm.
at the office?
I don't know.
Well, I think this was after the guy.
Police,
I
the
think I
feds.
can't remember if he got fired or if he quit. Yeah,
Sheriff's
it was the
Department?
FBI.
Oh, yeah.
The FBI showed up, and
Looking for him.
Steve was kind of like,
It wasn't
I
me.
wonder if this is about all of the pirating. And
Too much downloading on Pirate Bay.
yeah, so he went to the CEO and
Too
he
much
said,
Crosby,
"What's going
Stills.
on?"
He
And
illegally pirated Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
yeah, exactly. And the CEO said, "It's about." I can't remember the guy's name. Let's call him Jason. She said it's about Jason, and apparently he was downloading kiddie porn on the office computer.
Damn.
And Steve was like, holy shit. And so he told me about this, and we rolled around on this for a while. And then one day we get the doorbell rings, and we look out the peephole, and it's Jason out there. And we're like, uh-oh. So I went and hid in the garage, and Steve said, okay, I'm going to talk to him. So they talked outside, and after Jason left, Steve said, well, he basically fessed up to everything to me and told me to delete it.
Oh, God.
And Steve was like, you shouldn't have done it, number one. Number two, you shouldn't have done it at work. And that was it. And Jason said, well, I'm really hoping you'll change your mind. And I don't know whatever came of it. My guess is that they wanted to use him to get to some bigger fish. That's probably what it was.
Well, this fucking segment took a dark turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Francis told me back in the late 80s and early 90s, he's like, every keystroke you put on is recorded. He told me that a long time ago. I was like, cool, whatever. I've got nothing to hide.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, shit.
Same here. So
You erased that.
we can end this segment. I
end
don't
the
think
segment.
we need to talk
No.
about Manchin. Joe
Mm.
Manchin is
We'll get around to that tomorrow. If we do.
or something, another loser
Wow,
dick.
got a
But
Manchin right in my pocket.
it's not nearly
Joe
as lurid
Manchin.
as this one.
Snapping match.
Snapping
Got
bitch.
5 Manchins and 1 in my pocket. Manchin.
And just a little teaser, we're going to be doing an unboxing that is related to Mitch McConnell.
That's right. We got to do that.
And we
set
also
that up.
have a special award for Mitch McConnell coming up. We can do that at the start of the year.
Okay. All right. We'll be back in a moment. This segment brought to you by your favorite thing in the whole world, dailyapparelstore.com.
Yes, we already talked about
It's
that.
yours
but
today? No, I'm
just
saying.
bookending.
Oh, and like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Yeah, ring the bell.
We'll get better. We're just getting back in the swing of things, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see you in a few.
This is the depressing Nothing Yet Live.
This is the disturbing Nothing
This is
Yet
the
Live.
disturbing version. Yeah. Well, we might have to move Dick of the Week to the third segment so we don't lose all the audience in the second segment.
Oh, right. Well, coming up is COVID Corner.
Yeah.
So that'll be happy.
Hey, it's always happy. This is Nothing Yet Live.